Becoming familiar with our own triggers is a really important step when it comes to self awareness and our ability to create options for how we want to behave. Hi, my name is Eric Hammer, registered psychotherapist, and my purpose and passion is helping men who are struggling in their romantic relationships gain the tools, the self compassion, and the knowledge to create the happy, healthy relationships they desire. Today, I want to talk a bit about the idea of triggers in our lives and how that can really impact how we might relate to others. So, essentially, when we're talking about a trigger, we're talking about something specific, a sensitivity within us as a result of past experiences and how in our day-to-day lives, in our present day lives, how these can show up as overreactions, let's say, or they can show up as a response that doesn't really go with uh, the stimulus that's happened previously. So, for example, if somebody becomes triggered when another individual maybe speaks at a higher tone and there's an overreaction, there's an emotional charge to perhaps hearing somebody speak at a certain level, well, that might be considered a trigger for that individual. And essentially, perhaps where this triggers come from are past experiences. Now, for example, that could be a childhood in which an individual was yelled at, or where anger was seen in a certain way. And now, as a result of hearing somebody else, right, speak in a louder tone, it could potentially bring that individual back to those older experiences. And again, this is something that's an unconscious reaction to the individual. And as a result of that, in the present day moment, this individual might have an overreaction, right, to that sort of tone, that sort of voice. And so that's really what we're talking about when we're referring to this idea about triggers. And I think the idea when it comes to this is we want to really become familiar with these triggers and to really come about it from a place of self compassion and curiosity so that when a trigger does come up in the present day moment, we can catch it, right? The idea is that we can be able to acknowledge that, hey, you know what? I'm having a reaction in this particular moment. I understand my history. I understand why I might be having this reaction. And now, coming from this place of curiosity, it again, it gives me more power, right, in terms of how I want to respond versus perhaps in the past just recycling the same script of overreaction or maybe a fight back or a retrieval, whatever that just automatic again reaction that the individual has done to cope, right, with this sort of stress. Again, it provides a sense of groundedness, it provides a sense of being present in the particular moment, and also coming from, again, this place of curiosity and self compassion about one's internal reaction. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you are a man who is struggling in his romantic relationships and really wants to gain that self awareness, right, in order to be able to have healthier, happier relationships, feel free to reach out. I'll leave a link below. And also, please check with a psychotherapist to make sure that this or any other information is appropriate for you. Thanks again for watching and have a great day. Take care.